Like, if you don't stop, one baby could be crossing the road in front of you. That child could be killed.
Whether you have kids or not, back to school makes a difference in your routine because of traffic. Some things look like slowing for school zones and are simple, but figuring out when to stop for a school bus can get confusing. What to do when a bus stops elsewhere, like on a four-way road or a highway, we'll verify. Well, good Wednesday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. I mean, check that out, Caitlin. It looks like a postcard. It's an absolutely beautiful Wednesday, August the 4th. I'm Wanye Reese.
And I'm Caitlin. That is such a pretty start to the day, too. And kids, of course, in Bibb County on their third day of school
going
now.
strong.
That's halfway through the week for them and the first day for a lot of other students. So, Courtney, how's it looking like for the bus stop?
Well, much like it is looking nicer out there already, it is feeling nicer as well. And we'll take you out to all of that in a second. Jones, Baldwin, Johnson, Trutland, Pulaski, and Dodge probably about to head out the door for your first day. And yes, we are nice and dry. We're actually seeing a sunrise this morning. All good things for the middle of the week. And of course, for a lot of you, the first day back to class. Hopefully you enjoyed your summer. 70 right now in the city of Macon. You're looking live on top of Navicin Health. Dew point in the upper 60s. That's also a nice little change. We no longer have dew points in the mid 70s like we had in some spots earlier this week. 70 in Warner Robins, 69 in Forsyth, 68 in Gordon and in Eastman, 69 in Montezuma and in Cordele, and 67 seems to be the cool spot in Wrightsville. Here's a look at those dew points I'm talking about. Upper 60s for most of us. So while that's not super comfortable, it's definitely not fall-like. It is a little bit drier, and that will be a theme today. We are going to be drier. No rain to be found out there for this morning, and we could maybe have an isolated shower or storm as we head into the afternoon. So I'll take you through that and talk about when we'll be more summer-like again. That's in a few minutes.
Thank you, Courtney. A big cash payout is coming soon to Bibb County employees who get fully vaccinated. Mayor Lester Miller introduced the incentive to commissioners during last night's meeting. Mayor
Miller says the goal is to hopefully put more shots into the arms of county employees. Full-time county employees who are fully vaccinated or who get vaccinated by the end of September can get $500. Part-time employees get $250. Mayor Miller says this American Rescue Plan money is money well spent, and in the end, it could save the county some extra cash. That's because county data shows the pandemic cost them $5.2 million, with $2 million of that going towards health care costs alone. But not everyone favored the incentive.
For whatever reason they haven't gotten the vaccine, whether it be religious, whether it be political, whether it be personal, this money is not going to change their minds.
I do believe people can change their minds and make the right decision for their family and for their community, and I'm very hopeful that offering this incentive to them will give them what they need to make that second thought.
Miller says county employees who are already vaccinated can expect that extra money in their paycheck by the end of the month. You'll need to show proof of vaccination, like your vaccine card.
The county expects to get over $70 million in total from the American Rescue Plan. Commissioners approved putting up to $800,000 of that toward this incentive, but Mayor Miller says it likely won't cost that much.
It's just getting so overwhelmed. Every time I turn around, it's a murder here, a death here, and it's unnecessary death, and it's killing me that I can't take control of our streets back.
Months after losing her son, a Macon mom is turning pain into advocacy, speaking up against gun violence. Someone shot Venice Hillman's son, Quintarius, inside his East Macon home back in May. Just a month after her son's death, she started organizing some of the Stop the Violence rallies and going to Macon Violence Prevention, or MVP, meetings.
Hillman says her goal is to find out what led her son's killer to turn to violence and to take what she learns back to the community. She hopes it will prevent other young adults from making the same decisions. Hillman also started a nonprofit group aimed at keeping kids between the age of 4 and 12 off of the streets.
So what we gotta do is stop talking. We know the problem. It ain't hard. It's money. It's economics. It's survival.
Well, Hillman, along with dozens of other people in the Macon community, came up with more possible solutions during last night's MVP forum. Some suggestions included counseling for children and parents, teaching kids healthy ways to process emotions like anger, and involving children in community programs. Weston Stroud thinks those community programs could make the most difference.
what's key is having the community kind of lead the conversation about solutions and to really dig into the nonprofits here that are vested in the community, that grew up in the community, because that's really the only way we can attack this violence is if we empower community members who have a vested interest in seeing the change.
Virgil Watkins will host his last forum of the week tonight at Bloomfield-Gilead Rec Center at 6:30. Commissioner Valerie Wynn will host a forum for District 1 tomorrow.
In state news this morning, we're learning more about the man accused of killing a Pentagon police officer. According to the Associated Press, the suspect is from Atlanta. Austin William Land's last known address is in northeast Atlanta. The AP says the 27-year-old is suspected of stabbing and killing an officer at a transit center outside the Pentagon. They say police shot and killed Lands after he ambushed an officer and stabbed him in the neck. Right now, investigators are working to learn more about who the suspect is and a possible motive.
Well, suspended Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill now faces more charges tied to the treatment of inmates. According to this new indictment, officers used unreasonable force against inmates. Inmates say officers left them in restraint chairs under Hill's orders and were punched in the face while wearing a hood. Hill is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow morning.
Music Midtown is yanking DaBaby from headlining. The rapper, he is facing a lot of backlash for what some people are calling homophobic remarks he made at a Miami area festival. Other festivals are making the same move.
And we now have a glimpse of how Georgia's new absentee ballot request form will look. It requires you to submit your driver's license number or other ID, which is a change mandated by the state's new voting law. You'll also find a warning on the request saying you might go to jail or pay fines up to $100,000 if you submit any false information.
You'll need to find an alternative route this morning if you're traveling on I-16 westbound near Golden Isles Parkway. According to the Department of Transportation, a tractor-trailer fire has blocked all lanes after US 23 and US 129. Law enforcement also closed all eastbound lanes in the same location. GDOT says they expect the lanes to open back up around 6:30.
Well, today, Stratford Academy's Key Club is hosting a blood drive in honor of Walker Bethune. He's the rising senior who died last week after getting struck by lightning while on vacation with his family.
It's this afternoon at the Gaddy Gymnasium at Stratford Academy. The club actually planned to host it in a different location, but they say so many people signed up to donate and volunteer, they needed more room. The school says the wait list filled up quickly, so they opened up even more donor time slots. Stratford's head of school says that's a testament to the impact that Walker had on those around him and why the blood drive can honor him and pay it forward at the same time.
Wanted to host it and also wanted to do it in honor of Walker in order to bring awareness, because so many people are aware of this, and so by tying his name to this, we knew that we would have a lot of support for that.
The drive is today from 1 to 6. Donor time slots are available. You can sign up online through the American Red Cross's website.
We'll soon learn the fate of a proposed park in downtown Dublin. City Council set to vote on the possible Hub Dudley Unity Park that would sit near Theatre Dublin. The idea for the Unity Park started earlier this year after people protested the Confederate monument downtown. The plan for the park originally included building a statue of black businessman Herbert Hub Dudley in the same park where that Confederate monument stands. Last week, people got the chance to voice their concerns to City Council, and many suggested an entirely different park be built for Dudley. City Council meets tomorrow at 5:30.
Also tomorrow, you can weigh in on the future of Robins Air Force Base. The Middle Georgia Regional Commission is working with the base to draw up a plan to address that, and they need your opinions. It's called a sustainability plan. The commission wants to come up with guidelines for development and growth near Central Georgia's largest employer. They're hosting a workshop this week to get your opinions. That hearing is tomorrow from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Georgia Vector Training Center. Well, the time is now 6:38 a.m. and those kids are probably already out the door heading for their first day of school in all those counties that are starting up today.
I know, off to the bus stop, off to see all their friends. You know they have to be excited.
That's right. Even if they had to wake up super early this morning compared to summer. I know
I'm sure
that
it was tough.
Yeah, that first day alarm can hit a little bit harder, but it's okay. It is going to be an exciting day. First day of school is always a great time. And I know, of course, not only are the students excited, but teachers, I'm sure you're just stoked that all the kids are coming back to class. All right, everyone. Well, for those of you about to head out to the bus stop, speaking of, it is a little bit of a muggy morning. Definitely not as bad as the past couple of days, and by recess hour, when a lot of you are heading from class to class, it is going to be in the low 80s, so we're also going to be fairly cool for August. Mid 80s is where we'll top out today, which will be around the time that a lot of you are headed home from school today. Tomorrow, Dublin City Schools, it is your turn over in Lawrence County, and thankfully the forecast looks very similar to today, and we are going to be a little drier today, which is wonderful after quite the rainy and stormy start to the work and school week. For now, you're looking live on top of the fairgrounds, a nice looking sunrise underway here in Houston County, where for you it is your second day of school. 68 degrees right now in the city of Perry, with dew points in the upper 60s as well. So not only are we a little cooler this morning, but we're also a touch drier. And in summertime, when you can even take any kind of slightly cooler or drier air, we will take it. 70 in Warner Robins and in Macon, 69 in Forsyth, 68 in Gordon, 67 in Sandersville, 68 in Eastman for those of you heading out the door in Dodge County, and 70 in Unadilla. So our cooler and drier air, slightly drier air I should say, is thanks to high pressure that is filtering in behind our front that has left us very stormy and unsettled and very warm and humid over the past few days. Notice these lighter orange colors, that's indicating some cooler air, and that area of high pressure is helping to filter that on into our area. Now, while we're cooler to start the day, that's not necessarily going to be the case for the afternoon. We'll be just about as warm as we were yesterday. Temperatures will top out in the mid 80s for the afternoon, maybe even some upper 80s. A few just pop-up showers and storms will be possible for the day today. I have us at a 10% chance for rain. That's about as good as it's going to get for the day today. But honestly, our ground could probably use a little bit of a break from all the rain that we've had over the past few days. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up in the upper 60s, and tomorrow will be just a touch warmer, also just a touch more unsettled. We'll keep about a 20% chance for showers and storms tomorrow, and temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. Friday, unfortunately, we do start to pick up our rain and storm chance. Same for Saturday, but that will keep us in the 80s a little bit longer before we head back into the 90s starting on Sunday. Mid to upper 80s and mainly dry the next couple of days, a little more on the rainy side to round out the week. And then we're nothing short of summer-like Sunday through Tuesday of next week.
Good morning, Wanya and Caitlin. We've all seen those bright flashing lights that mean to stop at a school bus, but what do you do when a bus is on a highway? Can you stop? Do you go around it? I set out to verify.